You just heard Lauren say this group's not defeated. You said after the match on Sunday, it's a team that's not going to give up. All those things combined have to be really good for you to hear as you guys move along with a lot of SEC players.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is if you look at the history of how we've kind of started, this being year 5, we haven't always gotten off to the best start in conference, and we've always rebounded and been very respectable when it comes down to the very end. And that's because of the resiliency that our teams have shown and the coaching staff. So we're not giving up. We're going to keep playing hard. Not that any of the teams in the SEC are. Obviously, I think outside of probably the top couple, it's going to be anybody's game on any given day. And, you know, we're excited to have another good week of practice, go to Arkansas and compete. Another team that's hasn't won in the SEC yet, so it's going to be 2 teams really fighting hard to get that first win in the conference. And then LSU, we're running into the same thing when they come here on Sunday. So we're looking forward to having a good week. And these young ladies behind me, we're not worried about any kind of give up in them. They've got great attitudes, great work ethics, and just a joy to be around.
You went that direction, so I'll go that direction. You can't look at the standings in the SEC. You can't see 0-3 with what you guys have played so far. You can't look at 0-4 for the 2 teams you see this weekend and think we're going to beat them. I mean, it's just how tough the league is, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, and at any moment, a team like us can get on a 3 or 4 match winning streak, and then it flips everything. And instead of being like 10th, 11th in the league, then also the next thing you're like 5th in the league. So, and that's happened a lot in the past too. So it's early on. We feel like we've been really close, not only on the scoreboard, but in our play, where we feel like one play here or there, and all of a sudden that's the difference in a Georgia match or an Auburn match. And so the confidence comes from finishing the play, finishing the set points in the first set versus Georgia, set points in the third set versus Georgia, and we don't finish either one. Both of those sets made a huge difference in the outcome, of course.
Like you said, it hasn't been ugly. So what's it going to take to get that next step, so where it might not be inconsistencies or dropping sets that you might be able to take? What does it take to get over that hump early on in conference play?
Well, we're working on it to try to figure it out. I mean, I wish I had the exact answer. I mean, we're trying some different things in practice. We're putting some emphasis on a few other skills that we feel like are going to be, you know, difference makers for us. And it was kind of a weird contrast this weekend because we hit almost 300 against Georgia, and I didn't feel like we defended or passed very well. And we came back against Auburn, and I thought we did those things a little bit better as far as definitely our serve receive. We were in system a lot more. Our middles, we got them involved. They hit for a high percentage, but overall we only hit, you know, like 167, which is quite a bit below what our average is. So if we can just find some sort of balance in between the two, or we don't just have Emily Strout going, and maybe the others, some are hitting for decent percentages but not really getting a lot of kills, or we have, like, you know, in a 4-set match we get 20 kills between our middles, but yet all of a sudden Emily Strout doesn't hit for a great percentage when it's all said and done. If we could just, again, it's going to be a team effort. We're not putting it all on Emily by any stretch, or any one person on our team. We know with the way that we're built, it's going to have to be everybody. And everybody's on board. And you saw even on Sunday, we plugged some different people in at different times, and it worked to an extent. But we're just going to have to look at all of our options as we finish out SEC play.